Flagger Gary Folk Jr., the flag in the air, the first green flag of the night. And it's Grant Shibelia on the inside, but making the move from the outside, the 56K. Camden Maybe takes the lead down the backstretch. Shibelia currently in second with Travis Fisher currently in the final redraw spot. Fisher making a move down to the inside. He looks, but he's still in third. Camden Navy looks like he's time trialing at Michigan this afternoon, way out in front all by himself. Maybe taking that high groove around Penn Can Speedway, same as Shibelia. The 71 of Fisher trying to do it on the hub. Coming off turn number 4, Maybe gets the 2 to go signal from Gary Folk Jr. Maybe tucks under the lap car, takes the white flag, one more lap around the 3/8 mile high banks. And there he is, crossing the finish line. Winner of heat number 1, Camden Maybe. Holding on for second. As they come off turn number 4, Hunter Dio takes him to the green flag. On the outside, that's Eric Boyd trying to make the move. Boyd gets the edge going into turn number 1. He'll come off turn number 2 out in front. Dio currently in second. Bailey Boyd holding down the number 3 spot. And Shauna bringing up the rear. Eric Boyd with a commanding lead, but the number 94 of Hunter Dio holding off a hard-charging Bailey Boyd. What a battle for second place. Bailey Boyd getting by for second place, setting his sights on the leader. Eric Boyd continues to lead, but Bailey Boyd making a hard charge down the backstretch. Only 3 cars separating the 2 leaders. Coming around for lap number 6, 2 more to go. And they're going to make a race out of it. Bailey Boyd on the outside, Eric Boyd on the inside. Bailey moves into the number 1 spot. Oh, way outside. He hangs on to it. White flag for Bailey Boyd. And here he comes off turn number 4, high, wide, and handsome. Bailey Boyd picking up the checker. Eric Boyd second. And the third and final redraw spot will go to the number 94 of Hunter Deal. Thank heavens we have a good announcer in the house. I'm going to let him catch his breath. Craig Hawley has arrived. All right, and here they go, coming off turn number 4. And it's the M7 of Mike Nagel Jr. jumping out to the early lead. Dusty Barton currently in the runner-up spot.
Mike Nagel Jr. rides off quarter number 2. Barton second. Dustin Jordan to the inside in turn number 3 and 4 down on the bottom. Everybody chasing that bounty tonight as they ride off quarter number 2. It's the M7 of Mike Nagel Jr. showing the way. Three laps down, 5 to go, 8 laps to distance. The NEP M7 of Mike Nagel Jr. rides off quarter number 2. Nagel has opened up to about a 15-car length advantage over the 57 of Barton this time. Cross flags from Chief Starter Gary Folk. Nagel using the outside of the speedway. Barton retakes the number 2 spot in quarter number 1 and 2, but here comes Jordan down on the bottom. Nagel continuing to show the way. Now the battle's continuing for second. Here comes Mady and that 10 LLC Roofing up on the top side trying to chase down the 57 of Barton, the 24 Dustin Jordan in the final redraw position. Parallel 6 in the sky for Mike Nagel Jr., the third generation chauffeur. Off of quarter number 4, this time the white flag is in the air. One more trip around the 3/8 mile. It continues to be Nagel off turn number 2. Then it's Dusty Barton, Dustin Jordan, and Brian Mady as they continue to battle for the top 3. But off turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Picking up the win in qualifying key number 1 for the sportsman, the M7 of Mike Nagel Jr. Battle for second going to come down to the line. Dusty Barton will hold on to second. Dustin Jordan is third. In a minute. Mike Shane undefeated in 2017 in heat races and in feature the bounty on the line tonight. An additional $250 to the winner of the Crate Sportsman Division tonight, either Mike Shane or one of the competitors. Halfway this time, 2 down, 2 to go. Again, this race shortened to 4 laps. Both drivers will make it into the redraw position. Mike Shane continuing his dominating run in the early going of the 2017 campaign. White flag being displayed, 1 3/8 of a mile to go for Mike Shane. Ray Leonard. Into turn 3 and 4, the driver out of Hamlin, Pennsylvania will remain undefeated. Will go into tonight's feature, having won every event he has been in 2017. Mike Shane picks up the win. Final row on the inside, driving car number 31 out of Halstead is Dan Solomon, and to his outside, the 39 of Greg Cole. 8 laps to distance, 3 cars will make it into the redraw positions. We're racing down the front straightaway. Leading them off turn number 2, the 54 Rooney. Here comes Darwin Green to the inside of Kevin Hartnett. They'll race it down to the turn number 3. Gramis to the outside of Nagel. Problems for Hartnett, way off the pace, right in front of the rest of the field. Caution will come out here on lap number 1 for the 2 weeks ago feature winner, Joey Gramis, up to position number 3. Joey Gramis right alongside. Off turn number 4. Green flag back out. We're back underway. Gramis on the outside. Rooney down on the bottom. They drag race to turn number 1. Get the advantage to the 5J of Gramis. Rooney holds down second. Colson third. Nagel slides up. Here comes Hartnett. He races this way back into position number 4. Off turn number 4. They are side by side for the race lead, but Joey Gramis, the Big Creek Concrete Slug and Slam Construction 5J, shows the way in turn number 1. Rooney gets a good run down to the bottom, gets on the binders and tucks back in line. Joey Colson holds down the 3rd position, but the stalker, Kevin Hartnett, right there looking to race his way back in to a redraw position. 3 laps in, 5 to go. They ride off turn number 2. The 5J of Gramis shows the way. He has opened up to a 5-car length advantage into turn 3 and 4. This time the cross flags will be in the air, indicating 4 down, 4 to go for the 5J of Gramis. Rooney, Colson, your top 3 redraw position cars, and it's Hartnett and Nagel, your top 5. Rooney getting a good run into the corners, but Joey Gramis showing the way on turn number 4. 5 down, 3 to go in the first of 2 qualifying heats for the modifieds. Off turn number 2, Joey Gramis continuing to show the way, but about the same distance. 5-car length separates your top 2. Parallel sticks are dancing 2 more times around the speedway for the 5 of Gramis. Hartnett has raced his way back from an early race incident into the top 3 redraw position. As they ride it down to turn number 3 and 4, this time the white flag will be waving. 1 more trip around the speedway for Joey Gramis. Caution on the speedway for debris. Looks to be a bumper or rub rail of some sort. In between 3 and 4 where that cone is right there. He can get on it. He's on it. He controls the pace. We're racing down the front straightaway. 1 lap shootout into turn number 1. Behind the 54, Rooney gets a great run. Problems for Hartnett. Here comes Joey Colson. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. Off turn number 4, checkered flag in the air, picking up the win in modified qualifying heat number 1 is Joey Gramis. Paul Rooney's 2nd, 3rd final redraw position goes to the 88 of Kevin Hartnett. Joey Colston. Green flag in hand. We're racing qualifying heat number 2 for the modifieds down the front stretch. Rudalovich and Petrilak into turn number 1. Petrilak rim riding the cushion. Rudalovich with the advantage. Well, give it back to Petrilak as they go into turn number 3. Petrilak up on the top side. Down to the bottom is Rudalovich. Leading lap number 1, the Starfruski Snappa Auto Supply number 72 of Nick Petrilak. Rudalovich 2nd, 3rd is Mady. 4th Pompey, 5th Morden. Then it's Lasco and Firth. 72 of Petrilak continuing to show the way down to the turn number 1 and 2. Rudalovich back behind the ride that propelled him to a championship a year ago. Reeling in Petrilak in between turn number 3. Petrilak shows the way down into the south end of the speedway. Rudalovich right there on his back bumper. Battle going to shape up at the 3rd and final redraw position. Right now, Brian Mady has it. Dan Pompey, a 3-time feature winner in 2017, wants to get into the redraw position. But out front, it is all Nick Petrilak showing the way. Rudalovich holds down the number 2 spot. 3rd, here comes the battle. Pompey takes a look to the inside of the 77 of Mady. They're going to race this side by side off turn number 2 for the all-important redraw position. Into 3 and 4, Pompey gets the spot, but Mady going to try to go back down underneath the bottom of 4. Parallel sticks are in the sky. 2 more times around the speedway for the 72 of Nick Petrilak. Rudalovich is 2nd, 3rd is Pompey. As they come by this time, the white flag will be waving 1 more time around the speedway for the Starfruski's Nampa Auto Supply, 72 of Nick Petrilak. Petrilak shows the way up the back straightaway. Problems for the 77 of Mady over in turn 1 and 2. Off turn 4, checkered flag is in the air. Give the win to the 72 of Petrilak. 2nd is Rudalovich. 3rd, Pompey. They're your redraw positions. Morden is 4th. So off turn number 4 we go. Green flag is out. The first of 2 qualifying heats for the factory stocks roll down the front straightaway. Tommy Gruber out front, car number 7R. Just got that car put together a couple nights ago. Paul Conklin in car number 4, electing to go scratch on the field. Gruber out front showing the way. Second continues to be the 8C of Chuck Culbertson. Jim Sykes is up to position number 3. Then it's the 57 of Jeremy Williams, 4th. Problems for the 16 of Ed Fitch. He's going to limp it pit side. Down the backstretch we go for the 7R of Tom Gruber. The Tomcat rides off turn number 4. And the Zimmer-sponsored 7R ride. Then it's Culbertson. Williams going underneath the SIX of Jim Sykes. Back with us tonight. Off turn number 3 and 4, the 7R of Gruber. Tried everything to get that car ready for opening night. First night out with the car in 2017. Culbertson and Williams battling side by side for position number 2 into turn number 1 and 2. Culbertson with the advantage, the wall-to-wall auto 8C ride. Into 3 and 4, Gruber has that machine hooked up on the outside of the speedway. Parallel sticks are in the sky 2 more times around the speedway for the Riverside Lane sponsored 7R. Culbertson holds down the number 2 spot in the 8C, but Williams hot on his back bumper as they ride out turn number 2. Jim Sykes right there in the SIX machine. White flag is in the air this time. 1 3/8 of a mile to go for Tom Gruber. The battle still raging for position number 2. Culbertson holds down the position. Williams all over his back bumper, but into turn 3 and 4 for the final time, making the weight worth it. Off turn number 4, the Tomcat. Tommy Gruber picks up qualifying heat number 1 for the factory stock. Second will go to the 8C of Chuck Culbertson. Third to 57 of Jeremy Williams, and fourth into turn 3 and 4. Pace set by Brady Simpson. And Chris Gruber off turn number 4. Green flag is out. We're racing down the front straightaway. Gruber and Simpson to turn 1. Here comes the X machine of Josh Towner. Problems for Charlie Towner pulling pit side. Gruber shows the way up the back straightaway. Towner is second. Simpson third. Conklin fourth. Gruber pushes up the speedway. Opens the door for the X of Josh Towner. They've spent all week thrashing on that hot rod. He's going to get the advantage, but slides up, and Gruber going to hold down there. It's neck and neck off turn 2. Factory stock racing up the back straightaway. Still neck and neck into turn 3. Gruber rim rides the cushion. Towner looking for some room down on the bottom. Goes way down to the inside of the speedway down the front stretch. Off turn number 2, the 76 of Gruber shows the way. Towner is second, third Simpson, fourth the 4C of Paul Conklin. Halfway this time, 3 down, 3 to go. For the final qualifying heat for the factory stocks, they ride it down to turn number 1. Towner still committed to the bottom. Gruber pushing the cushion off turn 2. Gruber still with the power down the back straightaway. Towner looking for some more room down on the bottom. He can't go much lower into the corner. Parallel sticks are in the sky 2 more times around the speedway. Gruber picked up the win the last time they ran, his first career win in the factory stocks. He's looked strong all season. Towner gets a good run between the corners, but look at Gruber. Again, alongside up the back straightaway. Side by side down into turn 3. Gruber works the outside, Towner down to the bottom. White flag is waving 1 more time around the speedway for Chris Gruber, Josh Towner, Brady Simpson, Paul Conklin. Into turn number 1. Towner working the bottom. Gruber still up on the outside. Towner noses ahead. Down in the turn 3 and 4. Final time. Checkered flag's going to be in the air. Towner's going to slide up the speedway. Here comes Gruber right back down to the bottom. Picking up the win. Worked all week for it. That is the X of Josh Towner. Gruber a strong second. Third will go to the B17 of Brady Simpson. Fourth will go to the... We called for 5. We got 5 of them out there. Jeremy Warren, Dylan Robinson off turn number 4. Green flag is out, racing down the front straightaway. Robinson and that Lechner Service Center sponsored 3D machine. Motors to the front off turn number 2. Jeremy Warren right there in second. Problems and sparks showing on the 7F machine of David Fox Jr. He's going to come to a rest over in turn number 2. That's going to bring out the caution. One lap complete. The David Fox Jr. ride had some sparks showing in car number 7F. I think they got to go right back to caution. Out front, it is the 3D of Dylan Robinson showing the way. Warren right there second. Nick Wilmot Jr. to the inside. Problems for Jeremy Warren. He's off the pace. Saw a little bit of sparks when he went into turn 3. Another driver who has had a rough start to the 2017 campaign. Green flag is back out. Robinson on the top side. Wilmot Jr. right there second. Wilder getting acclimated with the 5 machine tonight. Off turn number 2, Dylan Robinson shows the way. Mike Wilmot Jr. down to within 2 car lengths. They ride up the back straightaway. This time, chief starter Gary Folk will show halfway. 3 down, 3 to go for the 3D of Robinson. Mike Wilmot Jr. is second. Third, Wilder as they go off turn number 2. Robinson, the Overdrive Automotive number 3 machine, been in victory lane twice in 2017. Second continues to be the N2 junior Mike Wilmot, driver out of Windsor, New York. White flag is out. One more time around the speedway for Dylan Robinson, Wilmot, and Wilder. The 7F of David Fox Jr. coming back out on the racetrack. Saw a whole lot of sparks going on in that on the start of the green. Looks like the left front is broke in front of your leader. Checkered flag in the air. Picking up the win will be the 3D of Dylan Robinson. Right front flat tire on the 7F. And 4, Gary Folks got the green flag in hand. The go sticks waving. Down the front straightaway we go. It's Whitman out to the early race advantage. 3 Kennedys out there. Father and 2 sons racing. I believe this is the first time for that. Hang on in turn 1. Nick Kennedy and Frank Kennedy having a little get-together. Problems for the N2 of Nick Kennedy. Left front suspension broke on the N2. 1 lap complete. Going to need a hook on the N2 of Kennedy. The R2 of Michael Robinson goes pit side. Sheldon Whitman picks the halfway point. Green flag back out. 1 lap complete down the front straightaway. Frank Kennedy Sr., a veteran of the FMDAs several seasons ago, showing the way in car number 777. Over his son, Frankie Kennedy. Sheldon Whitman rides there in position number 3. Off turn number 4 this time, putting lap number 2 up in lights. It's going to be the 777 of Frank Kennedy. Frankie Kennedy right there in second, the Overdrive Automotive sponsored N2, K2. Sheldon Whitman right there running third. Father versus son on Father Day weekend as they ride down the back straightaway. Frank Kennedy Sr. pushes way up the speedway. Frankie, door open, down off turn number 4. Might not get a Father's Day card. Into turn number 1, Frank Kennedy rides off turn number 2. Frankie right there second. Sheldon Whitman reeling them both in as they ride up the back straightaway. Down into turn number 3 and 4. This time the parallel sticks are in the sky 2 more times around the speedway. Frank Kennedy up on the top side. Frankie down on the bottom. 2 more times around the speedway. Frankie looking to the inside of his dad, Frank. Sheldon Whitman right there looking to be the spoiler as they got a great battle up the back straightaway. It continues to be the 777 of Frank Kennedy into turn 3 and 4 this time. White flag is waving. 1 more trip around the speedway. Into turn number 1 and 2, Frankie, and Sheldon. The 777 of Frank Kennedy. Can he hold on? Into turn 3 and 4. Final time. Checkered flag's going to be in the air. Father and son off turn number 4. Who's it going to be? The win will go to Frank Kennedy. Frankie is second. Sprint cars that are out on the speedway. The 602 wingless sprint cars. Getting some laps. Moose Gully getting a couple of laps. Missed his qualifying. Getting the car back together. Up the back straightaway.
All right, everybody, if I can have your attention, please. Every year we do this bike giveaway for the last 9 years. And this year, I don't want to ruin the surprise. Mike and Danielle, I play ball against them. I've known them for a long time. I told them 4 or 5 weeks ago that if they made sure they came here tonight, that I would, I'd make sure that one bike didn't go get in the giveaway, and that would be for their son Bray. I'm gonna try and read this to you. But before I do, and I hope I don't ruin anything for Mike and his family, these guys that are going around in the grandstands right now, they're doing a helmet drive. Every single year when we do this bike night, we always stress faith, family, and community. And every single year, people help me, and people prove it every single year. We've never done a bike or a helmet thing in the bleachers before, because we never had to. Well, we're doing it this year, and we're going to help this family out. In January of this year, Danielle and Mike Dibble were given the most frightening news as parents that they could ever imagine facing. They learned that their 2.5-year-old son, Bray, had kidney cancer. Bray was an active 2-year-old, loving to play and roughhouse, showing no signs of severe illness. In many childhood kidney cancers, parents may discover a lump in the child's abdomen. In Bray's case, he had no such visible signs. It was a Sunday morning. Bray wasn't feeling well. Mom and Dad spotted something abnormal when changing his diaper and decided to take him to the ER. Bray was sent to Geisinger Hospital in Danville, PA to have some additional testing. The following day, they learned that there was a growth on their son's kidney, and it was a Wilms tumor. On January 30th, Bray was scheduled for surgery. He had his right kidney, adrenal glands, and surrounding lymph nodes removed. At this time, Bray also had a port put in for his future chemo treatments. Bray, mom, and dad remained in the hospital until February 4th, when Bray could come home to start his long road to recovery. Bray's treatment plan included chemotherapy once a week for approximately 16 weeks, and then chemo every 3 weeks for additional weeks as needed. Bray experienced some problems with his lungs and couldn't start treatment as soon as expected. After many trips to Danville on February 2nd, Bray's family finally received the news that his lungs were clear and there were no signs of leftover cancer, so he could begin treatment on February 24th. Bray was fortunate enough not to lose his hair throughout chemo, but not all side effects are that simple. Bray's appetite has become poor, and recently his walking is getting increasingly difficult. The chemo has affected the nerves in his legs, and there are days that Bray is unable to walk at all. You can only imagine how frustrating it is for this now 3-year-old boy who just wants to run, play, and roughhouse. Bray has completed his weekly chemo treatments, but still has a long road to recovery. Bray and his family still take several trips to Geisinger for added appointments. Bray still has chemo every 3 weeks and may need to have braces for his legs. This has been a very overwhelming journey, but Bray and his family want to thank the community for all their support. and prayers. They would also like you all to remember that sometimes real superheroes live in the hearts of small children fighting big battles, just like with our little superhero Bray. Guys, I'm asking you to help these guys out when the race car drivers are going through with their helmets. And I don't care if you got a quarter, I don't care if you got $5, I don't care what you have. If you could throw it in their helmets, and we're gonna give it to this family tonight. And I wanna tell you something, before I even walked out of the pits tonight, I couldn't even get down pit road. I got stopped by 5 drivers, and they wanted to make sure there was something that went in the helmets before the family even got here. So when they come down with the helmets, we'll take care of that. Yep. Up top? Yep. I apologize for having this microphone on this side. But before we start the bike giveaway, there's one more thing. Hey, Bray, can you come here?
Make me cry, Gary.
Hey, how about you take that bike home right there? That's yours.
Choke me off, man.
Thanks for coming.
Try and do this the week before we play. I see how it
Just
goes.
2 days.
Guys from Mike are whatever you want to fit that in. All right.
Can I give this right to them?
Yes, absolutely. It's Mike and his wife right there.
Where are we going with these?
The announcer just went up to get a box. So we can put them in it.
You did very well.
All right. Now, if I could, just to answer the age-old question, does a 300-pound ugly dude make a good-looking lady? Oh, I was going to say no. All right. Before we hit the buckets for bikes, we want to light these lanterns off. Thanks for saying lanterns, because I was going to say floaty things. Guys, once again, this whole entire night is about faith, family, and community. Look at these babies.
Instead of hitting a little.
Yeah, it works. We have some Wagner Company frisbees, and we're not going to just hand them out. Come on, guys, spread out. We got to throw them. Watch for flying projectiles. Here, I'll show everybody how it starts. Okay. Well, I don't know. Here we go. Heads up. That one went too far. The Wagner Company is one of the sponsors of Bike Night. Heads up in the upper deck. Heads up. Connor, there's a whole bunch of kids right there. Well, sort of. Here, Mike. Throw a couple.
All right. All of them you giving me?
Here, I'll throw one of them. Hey. Hi, Wide and Handsome.
Now, after the bike giveaway, guys, the Joey Grammas race team has been nice enough to bring a ton of racing t-shirts. So I'm going to try and do it so that if you haven't won a bike, you're going to be in line first for t-shirts. We'll do that right afterwards. All right?
Fitcher and Boyd off turn number 4. Green flag is in hand. It's on the air. We're racing down the front straightaway. Travis Fitcher rides off to turn number 1. Boyd right there, second and third. Problems for Bailey Boyd. He spins, keeps going, but something lost on the racetrack in turn 2. Racing into turn number 1. It is the 71 of Fitcher showing the way. Camden maybe on the outside, a 2-time feature winner. Maybe just powers himself up to the top position, but Travis Fitcher looking for his first win of the year. And car number 71 had a great run 2 weeks ago. Boyd right there, third in the Adam Mudge machine. Fourth is Shabelia. Fifth is Deal. Side by side for position number 2. Maybe has it. Boyd wants it. That is the 5 a.m. of Bailey Boyd. Travis Fitcher shows the way. Maybe second. Boyd third. Shabelia fourth. Deal fifth. That is the 63 of Eric Boyd. The Amato machine. Decker and Shabelia. 600cc XL modified. Spreading it out around the 3/8 mile. Travis Fitcher looking for career win number 1. Came oh so close 2 weeks ago. Right now rides up the back straightaway. 6-car length advantage over the 56K maybe. Then it's the 5 a.m. of Bailey Boyd. Top 3 cars breaking away from the field. Then it's the 26 of Grant Shabelia. The 94 of Hunter Deal. The 63 of Eric Boyd. Dusty Decker. Dominic Amato. And Shauna Shabelia. Shabelia gets around the Amato machine, but out front they are in turn number 1, the south end of the speedway, and continues to ride the 71 of Travis Fitcher. Has about a 2-car length advantage off turn number 4. The 56K of maybe right there in his tire tracks. They ride it down to the south end one more time. On the Pepsi scoreboard it shows 7 laps complete. Baker's dozen remain. Fitcher, maybe, Boyd, Shabelia, Deal, Decker, Shabelia, Amato. Race leaders entering into turn 1. Back of the field off turn number 2. Lap traffic could become a great equalizer in this one. Travis Fitcher shows the way. Maybe got a good run going into turn 3, down to within 2-car lengths. Bailey Boyd right there in third, looking for some racing room in that 5 a.m. machine. Travis Fitcher, oh so close 2 weeks ago. You know he wants redemption tonight. This time, off turn number 4, the halfway sign is in the air. 10 down, 10 to go for your race leader, Travis Fitcher. Maybe his second. Boyd hot on his heels. Let's see what Fitcher does around the lap car of Dominic Amato. He'll get him on the outside. Amato down to the inside. Maybe now going to negotiate lap traffic. As is Bailey Boyd. Eric Boyd 4th. 5th is the Grant Shabelia 26 ride. Next car in danger of going a lap down will be the 62 of Shauna Shabilia. Fitcher up the back straightaway. 4-car length advantage over Maybe. 11 in, 9 to go. Let's make it 12 when they cross the stripe this time. Travis Fitcher has that car hooked up all season long here in the first 5 races of the 2017 racing campaign. What a move by Bailey Boyd to take second. Split the lap car on the outside. Went 3 wide off turn 2. Now he'll try to chase down Travis Fitcher. But Camden Maybe right on his tire tracks trying to chase him down. Travis Fitcher trying to negotiate the 20 junior of Dusty Decker. Up the back straightaway, he'll put the second generation chauffeur down. Travis Fitcher riding the cushion down the front stretch. 14 in, 6 to go for Travis Fitcher. Boyd will work the outside of the Decker 20 junior machine, taking the number 2 spot. Into turn number 3. Does he have anything left in the tank? 5 laps to go for your race leader, Travis Fitcher. Boyd gets a great run off turn number 2, down to within a car length. But Fitcher pulls away up the back straightaway. Maybe is third, fourth is Eric Boyd, and 5th is Shabilia 26. Fitcher with another great run off turn number 4, opens it up to 5 car lengths. Into turn number 1 and 2. Bailey Boyd second, Camden Maybe third. The youngsters all pulling away out of the front. This time we're going to put 17 up in lights on the Pepsi scoreboard. Just 3 more laps around the speedway for the 71 of Travis Fitcher. Into turn 3, Travis Fitcher. We'll see the parallel sticks. He saw him 2 weeks ago. Oh, so close. Can he get the job done tonight? But he's got 2 of them coming behind him. Bailey Boyd, Camden Maybe, both feature winners in 2017, chasing down the 71 of Fitcher. Into turn 3 and 4. White flag will be waving. Can he hold on for 1/3 of a mile? Travis Fitcher down the front straightaway, down to within 3 car lengths is Boyd and Maybe. Into turn number 1. Final time we ride. Travis Fitcher up the back stretch, final time less than a half a lap away from career win number 1 off turn number 4. In for his first career Excel 600cc modified win is Travis Fitcher. Bailey Boyd second, third is Camden Maybe, 4th is Eric Boyd, and 5th will be the 26 of Grant Shabilia. Green flag in here. We're racing down the front straightaway. They fire it down to turn number 1. Nagel on the outside, the M7. Mike Shane, your race leader. Brian Mady. And the number 2, third, looks strong in the heat race. Jordan making the appearance here in the car number 24. But they're all chasing the Hamlin Hurricane, Mike Shane. Nagel gets a good run off turn number 2. But again, Mike Shane been so dominant all season long in the Sharky's Fuel sponsored M16. But Nagel right there on his heels. Then it's Mady, Jordan, Leonard, Gully, and Barton. Off turn number 2 again. Shane's going to motor up the backstretch. Half a car length separates them into turn 3 and 4. Down on the inside comes Nagel with a good run off turn number 4. Nothing to it that time. Brian Mady is third. Dustin Jordan is fourth. Backstretch we ride the Hamlin Hurricane, the Sharky's Fuel M16 of Mike Shane. Unbeaten in competition. But here comes Nagel side by side. Mike Shane works it down in the 1 and 2. Nagel bobbles a little bit. Dustin Jordan third. Mady back to 4th, and 5th is Ray Leonard. Off turn number 4 in the M16 is Shane opening up the 2 car lengths. Can anybody beat Mike Shane? Mike Nagel right there second. Dustin Jordan third. Brian Mady 4th. Problems with the 3R of Ray Leonard. A little bit on the pace. Had a top 5 run going. He'll tuck back into the line. We'll see if he tucks out the racetrack or keeps it going. But the battle's shaping up out front. Mike Nagel Jr., the third generation chauffeur out of Melrose. Reeling in the M16 of Shane off turn 4. The 3R Ray Leonard going to make it to the pit area. Nagel, just like he was 2 weeks ago, all over the back bumper of Mike Shane. Nagel, a two-time Crate Sportsman Track champion here at the Speedway. Mike Shane opens the door. Nagel gets a good run, but just not quite there this time. He'll tuck it back in line, look for the same move off turn 2. Lifts the left front and again has to get on the binders. He'll try to chase him down one more time up the backstretch. This time there will be 9 laps in. 25 laps the distance in sportsman competition as they ride it down to the south end of the Speedway. Mike Nagel trying to chase down Mike Shane. Dustin Jordan riding in position number 3. Mike Shane works off turn number 2. Chased by Mike Nagel. Dustin Jordan, Brian Maney, Dusty Barton, Moose Gully. Here comes Nagel, going to try the outside into turn 1. He gets a good run, but Mike Shane right in front of him in the corners. Not able to make anything happen. He's all over the back bumper. Oh, so close. But Shane has the preferred line. Now he's going to get alongside of him, tuck back in line. Nagel going to try another time. If Mike Shane opens that door, Mike Nagel Jr. will jump. And he will get up alongside of the back straightaway. Closer that time as he sets his marks. Dustin Jordan, meanwhile, the driver out of Speedsville, New York, right there with an eyeball on both of them. And the Fire Tower 24. Nagel right there again, down to the bottom, yellow out, problems for the 57 of Dusty Barton. Off turn number 4, green flag is out, back underway. 12 laps to go to decide this one. Mike Shane off turn number 2, the Hamlin Hurricane, pulls away to a car length. Nagel going to get a good run down in the turn number 3. Dustin Jordan, Brian Maney, Moose Gully, your top 5. Nagel takes a look-see down on the bottom into turn number 1. Gets the car pitched sideways, and that right there in turn 2. Mike Shane pulls back away to a car length into turn 3. Dustin Jordan reeling them both in. Off the turn 4. Shane opens the door. Nagel again takes a dive down to the inside. Now look at him run in turn 1. Nagel going to try the outside. Going to see if there's anything up on the top side. Into 3 and 4. Now he showed the door over there. Let's see if Shane goes up a little bit higher. Nagel almost right underneath him in turn 1. Or down the front straightaway. Down the backstretch, Mike Shane, Mike Nagel Jr., the Mike and Mike show out front. Nagel going to try to get another good run off turn number 4. Again, pulls almost underneath him. Shane comes down a little bit. They enter into turn number 1. Nagel right in the tire tracks, up the back straightaway. 18 in this time and 7 remain. Nagel to the outside on turn number 4. Going to pull alongside the outside, rips the panel off. Into turn 1, he keeps the RPMs up. Let's see what he does off turn 2. New race leader up the backstretch, Mike Nagel Jr. Into turn number 3, Shane going to get a good run. Let's hope that the right rear stays up and on the M7 of Mike Nagel. He got into the outside wall. You see the effects in turn number 1, but able to pull away from Shane once he got around him. Mike Nagel Jr. into turn 3 and 4, 2-car length advantage over the M16 of Shane. Nagel, Shane, Jordan, Maney into turn 1. For the off turn number 2, there is 4.5 laps to go for Mike Nagel Jr. Shane gets a great run into turn 1. Dustin Jordan, turn 3. Dustin Jordan reels in Shane. Maney right there. It's the 4 cars up in the front of the pack. Nagel again with a good run off turn 2. Shane, Jordan, Maney, your top 4. Into turn 3 and 4 this time. 22 down, 3 to go for Mike Nagel Jr. Shane is second. Jordan third as they ride up the back straightaway. Mike Nagel Jr. into turn 3 and 4. This time the parallel sticks are in the sky. The third generation driver rides it down to the turn number 1 and 2. Looking to get the bounty tonight. Into 3 and 4, Mike Nagel Jr. is going to see the white flag. He goes underneath the M14 of Moose Gully, putting him down a lap. White flag is in the air one more time around the speedway. Up the back straightaway, final time into turn 3 and 4. Off turn number 4, the bounty will be claimed. Mike Nagel Jr. picks up his first win of 2017. Shane is second, Jordan third, Beatty fourth, and fifth will be the 57 of Dusty Martin. He's out of the car for his first career Excel 600cc modified win, Travis Fischer. Travis, congratulations. Close 2 weeks ago. Sealed the deal tonight.
I'd just like to thank Doug Borger and his whole family and everybody that made the track possible. I know they worked real hard to put a good show on and give us a place to race. So.
Now, a place to race this season. You look strong in the early going. 2 weeks ago, led a whole bunch of laps in the feature tonight. What did you guys change differently? What did you do? Just a couple of weeks there to get ready to get back here to get to victory lane for the first time?
Man, I have no idea. Just put it to the floor and go. We changed some weight around in the car with a lot of help from friends and my dad and a lot of countless hours in the garage at night. So we really appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for his first 600cc modified feature win, Travis Fischer. Bringing the Drinker Creek Beverage, NEP, JB Gustin, Benecki Stone, M7 to victory lane. Using up the car to do it, your 602 Crate Sportsman winner, Mike Nagel Jr.
It's only rated for 250. Good thing me was only 249.
Mike, congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane at Penn Can.
Thank you. It feels really good, especially with a packed house tonight for bike night. Great thing Gary does. It's glad to be here.
Let's just get right to it.
Well, there's a big water hole going into one, so I really couldn't get underneath them, and I had to go to the top. I don't know. I definitely hit the wall a ton, but I think it was a racing deal, but we came out on top.
The car worked good high-low no matter where you were putting it, but it seemed like for about 17 laps or so, he just seemed to be right in your groove coming off the corner.
Yeah, there was a really one groove, especially down to 1 and 2, unless you went up to the top. It was a little rough, but we made it work.
How about the sponsors, the crew who got here at Victory Lane?
First off, I got to thank my wife Clarissa and my baby boy, for sticking out every time I go. They're here. My parents, my father-in-law, Dylan, my Uncle Fred, everybody that comes to the garage and helps. NEP Telephone, Steve Torget, Gustin Bannicky Stone, Orson Country Inn, Elite Fabrication, Woodruff Trucking, Drinker Creek Beverage. Thanks everybody, and thanks to the fans for coming out.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 602 Crate Sportsman winner, Mike Nagel Jr. As they ride down the back straightaway, will unlock the cage. As they head off into turn number 3, you better bet they're set to be let free. So wait for the colors that brings fear to their mothers. Green means go down the front straightaway. Kevin Hartnett looking for win number 1 on the season. Rides it off corner number 2. Rulovich back to second, the defending track champion. Here comes the 5J of Joey Gramis. Gramis on the bottom looking to go back-to-back victory lane, but he's got Nick Petrilak on the outside of him. Now stalker Kevin Hartnett starting to run away from the rest of the field. At the back straightaway he goes, a 15-car length advantage over Hollywood Rulovich. Problems for the 72 of Petrilak. Off the pace in turn 3, yellow is out on the speedway. The 31 of Dan Solomon goes to the infield. Field in hand of Kevin Hartnett, Alan Rulovich alongside in the turn 3 and 4. Hartnett on the accelerator on the turn. We're back to racing. Down the front straightaway, the 88 of Hartnett shows the way down in the corner number 1. There's a pair of 5s behind him. Don't look down, but here comes Gramis to the outside of Rulovich into turn 3. He'll take away the second position. Look at the amount of bite the 88 of Kevin Hartnett got off turn number 4. Left front tire hiked up in the air. The Hartnett Race Designs Hig Fab Chassis 88 is hooked up tonight. Then it's the 5J of Joey Gramis. The 5 of Rulovich, the 11 of Pompey, the 54 of Rooney, your top 5. Kevin Hartnett checking out. Bellhop, take the baggage. Down the front straightaway he goes. A 10-car length advantage for Kevin Hartnett. Gramis second, Rulovich third, Pompey fourth. Paul Rooney, the sportsman graduate to the modified rookie with a great fifth place showing. Had some rough start to the 2017 season. Right now, Kevin Hartnett showing the way up the back straightaway. Gramis rides second. Third is the 5J of Rulovich. He's got some pressure from the 11 of Pompey. Pompey, the current point leader and 3-time winner in 2017. But right now it is the Kevin Hartnett show as the 737 goes up into turn number 1. He'll take the pit area on lap number 8. Kevin Hartnett working lap traffic. The 39 of Greg Cole. Passing flag shown. That's a good job. Driver with us for the first time tonight. Kevin Hartnett out front, that Hig Fab chassis ride. Hartnett continuing to show the quick way around the speedway. Kevin Hartnett out front, looking for that first win of the season. This time when they cross the stripe, there's going to be 11 laps complete on the Pepsi scoreboard for the 88 of Kevin Hartnett. The 5J of Gramis. The 5 of Rulovich. He's got pressure still from the 11P of Pompey. 5th is Rooney. 6th is Joey Colston. 7th, Dan Morden. 8th, Mike Nagel. 9th, Darwin Green. And 10th is the 72 of Petrilak. Passing flag coming out. Problems for the 77 of Mady. He's going to limp it down the front stretch. Try to clear out to the pit area. The Mady Motorsports 77 yellow on the speedway. Wally Hawley sends him over to turn 3. Kevin Hartnett, the stalker, once again on the point. He's got the hammer down. We're back racing lap number 12 restart. Hartnett gets a good one down in the turn 1. Problems in the middle of the pack. They get it straightened out. Look at the move Dan Pompey just made around Rulovich. Rulovich now back to 4th. Problems for the 7 of Nagel up the back straightaway. Off the pace, we'll see if he goes pit side or stays out. Out front, Kevin Hartnett, Joey Gramis, Dan Pompey. Guy on the move with the 72 of Nick Petrilak, the 7M of Nagel pit side. 14 laps now up in lights for the 88 of Kevin Hartnett. He has got that car dialed in. Working off turn number 4, the cross flags in the air. 15 down, 15 to go. For Kevin Hartnett, Joey Gramis, Dan Pompey, Alan Rudelovich, Paul Rooney, Joey Colston, Nick Petrelak, Dan Morden, Darwin Green, Lasco, and Cole. Off turn number 4. Got the stopwatch on the 88 of Hartnett. He's got a quick lap going around the speedway now. A 5J of Gramis right there in second. Off turn number 4. 17 laps now complete. Hartnett and that Hartnett Race Designs 88. Gramis is second. Pompey third. Rudelovich fourth. Rooney fifth. They work off turn number 4 this time. We're going to put 19 in, 11 to go for Kevin Hartnett. He's got a 10-car length advantage. Looking to pitch that car in turn 1 and 2. Has that machine just hooked up to the speedway. Tremendous amount of bite in the racetrack tonight. You can see as he lifts that left front tire out the ground, that car's set up absolutely beautifully. Nick Petrelak continuing to work off turn number 4 underneath the 151 of Joey Colston, trying to race himself back up into a top 5 position. That would put him in position number 6 at the moment. It continues to be the 88 of Kevin Hartnett. Since the drop of the green flag, he's been on a mission. He's been on a mission since the offseason. Looking to end up in victory lane tonight. He will have 9 laps to do it when he crosses the start-finish line. Hartnett has found the cushion. He is pushing the cushion around the speedway. Kevin Hartnett rides it off turn number 4, coming up on the number 3 of Bill Lasco to put him a lap down in turn number 1. He now switches lanes. Hartnett can put that car anywhere he wants on the racetrack. Gramis second, Pompey third, Rudelovich fourth, and this we're starting the 5 ride. Fifth right now continues to be an impressive run by the 54 of Paul Rooney, the modified rookie. Hartnett into turn number 3. 24 down, 6 to go for the 88 of Kevin Hartnett. Hartnett is continuing to open up that lead. Up the back straightaway this time. There's going to be 5 fingers from Jeff Wayman. 5 more trips around the speedway for the 88 of Hartnett as he works underneath the Morden 14K. Putting him down 1 lap to the field. Then it's the 5 of Gramis, the 11 of Pompey. Continues to be Kevin Hartnett showing the way. Hartnett rides it off the south end. 3.5 laps to go for Kevin Hartnett. Gramis running out of time to chase down your race leader. 27 in, 3 remain. For that Thomas Pompey General Contracting 88 of Kevin Hartnett. Off turn number 4, Hartnett will see the parallel sticks 2 more times around the speedway for Kevin Hartnett. Joey Gramis, Dan Pompey. Off turn number 2, down the backstretch, the 88 of Hartnett continuing to show the way. Hartnett around in a knot in turn number 4. Looks like a left rear tire down. Heartbreak for the 88 of Hartnett. Had the field covered tonight, but Kevin Hartnett. Green flag is out. 1 lap to settle it. It's Joey Gramis, Dan Pompey off into turn number 1. Pompey going to try to muscle up something off turn number 2, but Joey Gramis looking for his 2nd win in a row into turn 3 and 4 off turn number 4, picking up the win. It's going to be Joey Gramis. Pompey 2nd. Rooney gets by for 3rd. 4th is Rudelovich, and 5th, the 72 and Nick Petrelak. He's out, getting out of the car. Again, all kids that are up in the stands, you want to come down into victory lane, get your picture taken. Ladies and gentlemen, climbing out of the Big Creek Concrete Slug and Slam Construction 5J for his 2nd win in a row, Joey Gramis. Joey, congratulations. Second in a row. Car was hooked up.
Sometimes you win ones that you shouldn't win. I guess this is payback for the one I gave away opening night. Sucks for Kevin. He had a good car. Track position was key. He got to the lead first. He knew that. It means so much following rather than leading. I know sometimes it's better to be second and going into lap traffic, but when you got two good cars like we had, I think he knew that he probably had me covered if he just didn't make no mistakes, and he definitely did. It sucks for him, but hey, we got to take it. Got a lot of kids here tonight. That's what it's all about. I mean, if we don't take care of the kids, there ain't going to be no racing in a couple years. You know, we got to do whatever you can do for these kids. You know, it's big what Gary does and his wife. It's big for everything, you know, but the world starts with kids.
How about the people you want to thank getting back here to Victory Lane tonight?
Butch Getz at Big Creek Concrete, my brother, and Mike Reed, and brought 3 kids here with me tonight, you know, and all 3 were telling me on the way up we were going to win, we were going to win, we were going to win. I'm glad we did. I hate to do this. Don't mean nothing to me. This win don't mean nothing. Nothing means nothing to me. When I see a kid struggling like that kid over there, nothing, this don't matter. This don't mean shit. It's all about that kid there, and I'm glad that he's down here.
Congratulations, Joey.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joey Gramis is going to reach in here. One more job. He's going to reach in, get the 50-50 number. He's going to have Ray grab the 50-50 number.
Thank you, sir. Excellent job.
Here you guys. 50-50 winning number 599-474, 599-474. $238 you have that. See Jess, she'll be at the novelty stand. Good place.
Green, 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 green. Culbertson in the lead. Williams in second. Groover in third. Syke getting up near Groover, trying to find a line. Syke, caution out.
What's the caution for?
Williams, Culbertson, Groover, and Sykes. Top 4, they go green. The 4C was off pace, and we have, who is that?
Tommy Groover, problems on the start of that one. Off the corner they come. Culbertson with a good run, but here comes Williams, 2-time defending track champion. Has 1 win on the season, as does the 8C of Culbertson. Williams pushes up. Culbertson takes the way down the backstretch. Chris Groover, winner 2 weeks ago, gives the old shot in the back bumper to the 50. Smoke coming from Ned Fitch's 16. Around in a knot, a lot of smoke showing. He's going to spin it around and keep going. Attaboy for Ned Fitch. But, man, he's got some heavy, heavy smoke showing. You see he's showing out to the pit area, but he's going to continue. The front end is broke again on the 16. Tough break for the driver of car number 16. But look at this battle out front. Chuck Culbertson, Jeremy Williams breaking away into turn 1. Culbertson continuing to ride off turn number 2. Here comes Williams. Now Fitch, you can see the front end of that 16 entering into turn 1, just bouncing up and down. We'll continue to keep our lookers on him, but the battle is shaping up on the front straightaway. Chuck Culbertson, the wall-to-wallauto.com, sponsored 8C. Williams right on his tire tracks off the number 2 corner. Groover is 3rd, Sykes 4th, Simpson 5th. 6th is Conklin. Problems for the 6th of Ken Washburn. He's going to mosey on down into pit lane. Look at this, the 8C of Culbertson. Looking for his 2nd win of the season, but the 57 of Jeremy Williams holding it down to the bottom. That Nate Shea Motorsports 57 looking for his 2nd win of the season. They ride it down the back straightaway. They're 1 and 2 in the point standings, 1 and 2 on the racetrack. It continues to be Culbertson, but here comes Williams right down on the inside, down the front straightaway. The Premier Lawn Care Wild Side Graphics, sponsored 57. Culbertson gets a great run off turn number 2. Groover 3rd, 4th is Sykes, 5th is Simpson. Chuck Culbertson high, wide, and handsome, holding it down the front straightaway. Williams right there in position number 2.
Williams right behind Culbertson. One car length lead. Groover coming through.
The 57 of Williams got a little bit sideways in turn number 4. Loses some ground to your race leader, Chuck Culbertson. He's able to take this one and start to open it up a little bit. Chuck Culbertson, the black flag coming out for the 16 in that Fitch. The front end has been collapsed for the past couple of laps. He'll take you pit side on lap number 9. It continues to be the wall-to-wall number 8C of Chuck Culbertson. But Williams right there hot on his heels, a 2-time defending track champion, chases him down the backstretch.
Groover into the corner. Culbertson, Williams, Groover starting to pull away from the field.
Culbertson leads him to turn number 1, half a car length. Jeremy Williams right there, hot on his heels as they ride up the back straightaway. Great run by Jeremy Williams. He'll motor up into the front into turn number 3. Now he'll slide it up to the outside. Look at Culbertson, high-low switch. Not quite there. He'll try to tuck it back in line. The wall-to-wall 8C of Culbertson. Now, here comes Groover. He's going to go to the outside. Culbertson a little bit off the pace. Problems for Culbertson. He's going to take it to the infield, I believe, in turn 3. No, he's going to stay out on the track. Tough break for Culbertson. Was the race leader, and now he's going to come to a stop over in turn number 3 at the halfway point of this one. A little bit more than halfway, I apologize. 12 in, 10-8 to go. 4 cylinders, the nightcap lined up on the staging lanes. Wally Hawley sends him over to turn 3 and 4. You see the cone in between 3 and 4. That's where they can fire. Groover right on his back bumper as that green flag is back out, back underway. Jeremy Williams looking for win number 2 on the season. Rides it down to turn 1, that Nate Shea Motorsports ride. Followed by Groover. Groover going to slide up. Here comes Jim Sykes in the SIX. He wants to take over the number 2 spot, but Groover not done yet. Here comes Culbertson in the 8C. He'll make his way back out onto the racetrack. He'll be on the lead lap in the 8C of Culbertson. Crew getting some fast repairs done to the wall-to-wall auto 8C. Continues to be the 57 of Jeremy Williams up the back straightaway. And Culbertson will go right back to the pit area. Not quite able to get the gremlins out of that one. This time, there's 6 laps to go for the 57 of Jeremy Williams.
Williams out of 1 and 2. Gary Falk gives him 5 to go. Williams has about a 5 car length lead.
Jeremy Williams, the 2-time defending track champion. He's won 2 in a row. Going to take a big jump in the points tonight. up in the right direction of 57. The 1957 Chevy rides it to turn number 3. Groover second. Jim Sykes is third. Brady Simpson in the B-17 Bomber riding back in position number 4. This time there is 16 in. 4 to go for the 57 of Jeremy Williams.
Williams starting to pull away from the field. Groover trying to reel him in with 3 laps to go.
It continues to be the premier lawn care wild side graphics Wademan Auto. 57 of Jeremy Williams, driver out of Montrose, Pennsylvania. Over the 76 of Groover, the Sykes SIX. Brady Simpson going to get a good run up the backstretch. Going to try to race his way up into the 3rd position. But the parallel popsicle sticks are dancing 2 more times around the speedway for Jeremy Williams. Rides it down to the south end. The battle on the racetrack going to be for position number 3. It belongs to the SIX of Jim Sykes, but Brady Simpson to the outside. Just his second start in the car. Off turn number 4, the White Silk is in the air. 1 more trip around the speedway for the 57 of Jeremy Williams. 2-time defending track champion. Going to take over the point lead as they ride up off turn number 2. You got a 5, make it 6 car length advantage over the Gruber G76. Into 3 and 4. Final time. Checkered flag is in the air. Picking up the win, it's going to be Jeremy Williams. Chris Gruber is second. Third will be Jim Sykes. And fourth to be 17 of Brady. Race fans, it's 4-cylinder feature time, and you know what that means. The smell of the 87 octane fuel, rubber burning, mud slinging. Hold on to your seats. Bulky's flags are waving. Green means go, and they went 3 wide down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Sheldon Whitman in the middle. Frankie Kennedy down to the bottom. Here comes Mike Wilmot with a 3 wide move of his own. Up the back straightaway, Sheldon Whitman, the 4MK, shows the way down the corner number 3 and 4. Whitman going to ride the outside. Here comes Frankie Kennedy looking for his first win of the season. Got an awesome run off turn number 4. He's going to take the race lead down in the 1. Whitman rides second, and then it's Mike Wilmot Jr. They go up the back straightaway. The 777 riding in fourth. That's Frank Kennedy Sr. Then it's the Robinsons. We're leading lap number 2. It's going to be the K2 of Frank Kennedy. Over the south end, Frank Kennedy, Captain Flying Frank Kennedy leads them into turn number 3, followed by Sheldon Whitman. Nick Wilmot. Now here comes the R2 of Michael Robinson. It rides the overdrive automotive K2 of Frankie Kennedy. Into turn number 1 and 2. He has opened up the lead to about a 12 car length advantage over Sheldon Whitman. Then it's Nick Wilmot. A ride off turn number 4. It's Kennedy, Whitman, Wilmot, Robinson, Kennedy, William, Warren, Kennedy. Off the backstretch, the K2 of Frankie Kennedy shows the way. This time they're going to put 5 laps and lights on the Pepsi scoreboard. For the overdrive automotive, Kennedy's Diner K2 of Frank Kennedy, past track champion. Had a rough start to the 017 racing season. But tonight, he is in a league of his own up the back straightaway. Problems in front of him, though. That is the David Fox Jr. 7F machine. Kennedy rides down into turn number 1. Side by side, Michael Robinson underneath Sheldon Whitman. Going to take over the number 2 spot. 6 in this time when they cross the start-finish line. We're going to make it 7 when they go by this time. And Frankie Kennedy is out front by a straightaway over Michael Robinson. He's got that machine just hooked up and moving tonight. Lap traffic right in front of the leaders. They almost split them. Fox hard into the outside wall. Had some help behind him. They tried to split him. Nick Wilmot, nowhere to go, into the back bumper.
Yellow flag.
you lost a cell phone, come up to the tower. Green flag is out, racing down the front straightaway. Michael Robinson got the break he needed with that caution. He's going to work underneath Kennedy, but Kennedy was strong. They ride up the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's all Frankie Kennedy showing the way. Robinson second. They ride down the front straightaway. Frankie Kennedy looking to go to victory lane for the first time in 2017. But I'm telling you right now, the show was the N2 of Nick Kennedy. Started last. He's up to third. Wilder going to go pit side in the infield with his borrowed ride for the night. He'll park it. Race leaders come off turn number 4. It's the K2 of Frankie Kennedy. The second generation driver. Michael Robinson, Nick Kennedy, Dylan Robinson, your top 4 as they run off turn number 2. Sheldon Whitman 5th, Jeremy Warren is 6th, and Frank Kennedy 7th. This time they're going to see halfway, 10 in, 10 to go for your race leader. Kennedy continuing to show the way over Robinson's problems for the 44J of Jeremy Warren. He comes to a stop over at turn number 3 and 4. That's going to bring out the yellow on lap number 10. Again, if you lost a cell phone, come up to the tower. That's 10 laps to hold off. The challenge is behind him. Green back out down the front straightaway. Frankie Kennedy shows the way down to the turn number 1. Here comes Robinson with a good move, but it has to get on the binders. Nick Kennedy rides there in position number 3. Then it's Dylan Robinson. Michael Robinson. Oh, look at Dylan. Inside of Nick Kennedy into turn number 3. Nothing to it that time. Fast Frankie Kennedy showing the way. The Kennedy's Diner Overdrive Automotive, K2. That is Robinson. Nick Kennedy. Robinson, Kennedy, Wilder. Kennedy rides it down to turn number 1. He shows the way over Michael Robinson, Nick Kennedy, Dylan Robinson, Frank Kennedy, and Josh Wilder. A baker's dozen and in the books. Just 7 remain for Frank Kennedy, looking for his first win of the season. The defending the past track champion shows the way. Up the back straightaway, 5 car lengths separate your top 2. The 5 of Wilder, Jeopardy going down another lap in the borrowed hot rod tonight. Frankie Kennedy shows the way. Michael Robinson second. Nick Kennedy third. Dylan Robinson fourth. Frank Kennedy fifth. As there's 14 and 6 to go, making 5.5 at the halfway point of the back straightaway. Five fingers from chief starter Gary Folk for the K2 of Frankie Kennedy. Off turn number 2, it's Kennedy by 5. Car lengths over the R2 of Michael Robinson. Nick Kennedy is third. Dylan Robinson fourth. Fifth, Frank Kennedy. 16 in. 4 laps to remain. Frankie Kennedy trying to shake the monkey off his back in 2017. Off turn number 4. 17 in, 3 remain for your race leaders. Flying Frankie Kennedy. Robinson second, Nick Kennedy third. Dylan Robinson is fourth, and fifth is the 777 of Frank Kennedy Sr. Parallel sticks are in the sky 2 more times around the speedway for the K2 of Frankie Kennedy. Does Michael Robinson have anything left in the tank? He's only got 2 laps to decide. He's been trying. He's about to lose the back bumper cover anyway on the R2. They ride it into turn 3. This time the white flag will be waving one more trip around the speedway. Kennedy rides it down the front straightaway. Robinson catching him, but running out of time into turn 1. The K2 of flying Frankie Kennedy. Up the back stretch, final time into turn number 3 and 4. Checkered flag is going to be waving. It's in the air, and picking up his first win of 2017 is Frankie Kennedy. Michael Robinson is second. Third is Nick Kennedy. Fourth will be the 3D of Dylan Robinson. Fifth will be the 777 of Frank Kennedy. RNA Auto Sales. Eric Hines Trucking, 57. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second time in 2017, your factory stock feature winner, Jeremy Williams. Jeremy, congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane here at Penn Can.
Thank you. Thank you.
This car is a rocket ship, high-low, wherever you go. But, man, it was definitely a good one out there tonight.
Yeah, it was fun again. It's always fun running with Chuck. You know, we seem to have awesome races. I love racing with him. And, you know, I checked, and there was no white paint anywhere in this car. We never touched it. I was sorry to see him break. I wanted to finish that race out with him. And actually, maybe we're lucky he broke because this engine was going south a couple laps to go, and I had to fight to the end, but we made it.
Well, congratulations. There's going to be a lot of people you want to thank that got you back into Victory Lane tonight.
Yeah, definitely Nate Shea, you know, for putting this car together, and Oscar for all the work he does on it, and Rick Wade, man, my buddy Mark for coming with us, and, you know, everybody that helps out and sponsors the car. It wouldn't be possible without all them.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeremy Williams for the second time in 2017 is your factory stock feature winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Kennedy, Victory Lane, welcome back.
Thank you.
Car was on a rail tonight.
Yes, it was. I've been having unfortunate luck all year long. Finally just changed a few things over, and now she's running like a rock.
I'm just going to ask you. Ask me how you can free energy. How do I get it?
It's a company out there, Ambit. Some people didn't have too good things to say about it, but I've had it so far, and it's been good, and it's easy way. It's cheaper than NISAG, so if you're interested, you can call me.
What's NISAG? We're in Pennsylvania, buddy. I'm just kidding with you. Hey, listen, the car was on a rail tonight, no matter where you went. Now, I want to talk about the heat race. There's your Father's Day present for your dad, right?
Yeah. I didn't realize how wet it was down there in the heat, and then as soon as I hit it, slid up and took about half the field out, and wasn't fun.
Congratulations. How about the sponsors, the crew that got here to Victory Lane tonight?
I think Wildside Graphics, AV Welding, Kennedy's Diner, Auto Drive Automotive, and Dirty Workhouse Cleaning.
Congratulations, Frankie.
This one goes out to Bray.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's feature winner in the 4 cylinders, it is Frankie Kennedy.